Hi folks, and a very warm welcome to my channel. I'm in Loch Katrine today, just about to cycle up to Stronachlachar, which is the very top of the loch. Should take me roughly about 2 hours to get up the top. It's 14 miles, so looking forward to this. Never did the cycle up the top of the loch before. Well folks, I've got my bike. It was £27 for 4 hours. The loch is approximately 14 miles, so it should take me roughly maybe 2 hours, I reckon. Sir Walter Scott just about to head down the loch. These are some of the glamping pods you can hire. What I'll do is drop the link in the description field if you fancy hiring a lodge at Loch Katrine. So this is Sir Walter Scott just about to head up to the top of the loch to Stronachlachar, where I'm heading, the 14-mile trip. If you do cycle up to the top of the loch, you can return back on the Sir Walter Scott rather than cycle the full 28 miles. Sun's coming out here at Loch Katrine. They do actually to wear a helmet, which is part of their insurance policy. The bikes seem a great way to explore Loch Katrine. They do electric bikes as well, so if you weren't too keen on pedalling the full distance, you could always get an e-bike, slightly more expensive. The car park at Loch Katrine, I parked up for 4 hours. I thought that would be enough. It's £5. If you want longer, you can do it 8 hours, which is £8. So just a few miles up from the start of the route, I've just stopped off at this little bay area. It's a picnic area. And just continue along the path. So the route so far, there's been a few hills, not too bad though. The further you seem to go along this trail, there's less walkers, past the odd cyclist. Seems definitely the popular mode of transport to see the loch, going round in the bike. So the route is signposted. So I started at the Trossachs Pier and I've came 5.5 miles. So if I wanted to go all the way to Stronachlachar Pier, another 7 miles to go. Has been quite up and down. It's not flat all the way. The path is good, the road is good. It's tarred all the way here so far, so it's a pleasant enough cycle. That's the pier of Stronachlachar over there. Someone took their canoe up here, away in the distance there. You can see someone out with their canoe. So this is a nice little bit to stop and have your sandwiches. Good view of the loch. Well folks, just about to check my bike in. I'm just about back at the pier, and then I'm going to take a short drive to Queen Elizabeth Forest for a nice wee walk to stretch the legs there. So the Walter Scott has been up the top of Stronachlachar, and that's it, just coming back. Speaking to a Dutch couple when I got closer to Stronachlachar, and they were telling me that they got the boat up and they hired a bike, and that was them cycling down the loch. So as well as cycling up the loch and getting the boat back, you can also get the boat up and then take a cycle back. It's quite good. And it's just the bottom of the pier again. There's some prices folks if you wanted to get on this, or Walter Scott, and the daily timetable and prices. As you can see, a return to our adult price is £30. So at Loch Katrine you've got a gift shop, you've got the booking office reception for the Walter Scott boat, you've got a cafe up the top there, the steamship cafe. Looks quite busy. And you've got the cycle hire here as well, where I got my bike. Katrine wheels. So just up from Loch Katrine you've got Loch Katrine, which is another beautiful loch. It's on my route to the Queen Elizabeth Forest in Aberfoyle, so I just thought I would stop here just for a wee while just to see the scenery again, and I'll make my way to Queen Elizabeth Forest. Well folks, just arrived at the Queen Elizabeth Forest. It's £5 to park your car for the day at the car park, and just walking up to, you've got a visitor centre up here, a lodge, you've got a cafe just in front of me here. So that's the visitor centre and the cafe just over there. And just to the left of me here you've got a Go Ape, which looks good fun. Just started my walk in the Queen Elizabeth Forest. So this trail starts just off the car park, and what's quite good is it's all marked. You can see the 4 bands on the stump here, just to indicate there's 4 different trails you can do. So the trails range from 1 mile to 4 miles. So I'm just going to do one that's 1 3/4 miles, the green route. What I've noticed in this trail so far, there's lots of these little benches, which is great if you want to take a wee rest, and perfect for just recharging your batteries. It's a nice part of the woods here. I've arrived at the Queen Elizabeth Forest. It was roughly about 4 o'clock. The cafeteria shut at that time, just to bear in mind. Lovely part of the woods. Got some tree hammocks down here. Might give one of them a go after all my cycling earlier. That was a lovely little rest in the hammock, just what I needed. A wee 10 minutes lie down. So I've still got plenty of time, so I've just decided to go for the 4 mile walk. I think we'll get some better views from this one. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm just passing where one of the zip lines for the Go Ape goes through. Looks fun. Great place for it. So if you're interested in the Go Ape experience, £46 for an adult. I would recommend you book it. When I turned up there were no spaces. And if it's just the zip lines you fancy, that's £21.50. So I ventured off the Red Trail, which was the 4 mile, and I joined a Route 7. It's a cycle route, and I've probably walked about roughly maybe 2 miles into this cycle route, and I've only passed 2 people on bikes, not passed any walkers, but it's a nice walk. It's just maybe added a wee bit more to my journey, but I'll maybe have to look that one up when I get home and just find out where Route 7 goes through. So as I make my way down the trail back to the car park, I'm going to head for a bite to eat. I've not had anything since my breakfast. Had some fruit and a coffee, so working up an appetite. So looking forward to stopping in Aberfoyle for a bite to eat, so we'll see if we can find a nice place to eat there. I've got a place in mind, so hopefully you'll like the look of this place. Well folks, just stopped outside the Faerie Tree for some pub food. Looking forward to this. So let's go and try the food in here. So just having a look at the menu in the Faerie Tree. I do have my favourite steak pie there, slow cooked diced steak puff pastry, skin on chips and veg. However, I'm going to go for the chili con carne, served with rice or chips. I've asked for served with rice and a side portion of chips. So looking forward to trying that. So there we have it, chili con carne, rice and a portion of chips. So just down in Aberfoyle, just went a wee walk after my dinner there, trying to lose a few calories after that big meal. Lovely meal though, chili con carne, rice, portion of chips and an appetizer, $22.95. So down in Aberfoyle there's quite a lot of coffee shops and ice cream shop, and the backdrop of the hills in the background. Lovely little village. You can see the the restaurant that I was just at, the Faerie Tree, just at the end of the high street there. Well folks, the sun's going down here in Aberfoyle. It's time for me to head home. Hope you've enjoyed my adventure today. I've had a good one. It's certainly put a few steps on my watch today. My cycle from Loch Katrine to Stronachlachar and my walk around the Queen Elizabeth Forest. I really was looking forward to that meal and it didn't disappoint. The chili con carne was lovely, and all in all, excellent day out. So maybe this is one of the trips you could put in your diary one day. Certainly, weather's kept up again. Weather's been brilliant this year in Scotland, and it really makes these adventures really exciting, and gives me a real enthusiasm to get out there and explore Scotland. So if you've enjoyed the video today, if you could give me a big thumbs up, and if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. All the best, until the next one, bye folks.